Well, the Idaho Steelheads back on home ice to open up a 5-game homestand as they play host to the Kansas City Mavericks on Wednesday night. The Steelheads enter this week on a 9-game winning streak. Cam McGuire here, joined alongside by Steelheads head coach Everett Sheen. Well, Sheen, a lot to talk about as we wind down the regular season here. Only 9 games left for the Steelheads. You guys are chasing multiple league records, multiple franchise records, but want to first start and look back at this past week's series down in Allen, and yet again another 3-game sweep for you guys.
Yeah, it was a good week for us. We knew going down there was going to be a tough test. Allen is very offensive, very dangerous. The rink is historically kind of tough to play in. You battle through a lot of adversity down there, but our guys, to our credit, we came ready to go, and we knew what that week meant and kind of where we're standing, so the guys took care of business.
It was the one and only trip that the Steelheads made down to the Lone Star State, and now the season series against the Americans is complete, and you guys were very dominant. You won all 8 games against them. How'd you able to do that, right? I mean, it's hard enough to win 3 games in a row, but to win all 8 games in a series is pretty impressive.
Very impressive. Our guys, the guys that returned from last year, especially, we didn't win a game down in Allen. That's kind of what kept us out of the playoff spot last year. So they just kind of had that little extra edge to them, and for whatever reason, we've always kind of had a little bit of a rivalry with Allen, so that kind of played into it as well. And just to be able to, like you said, take 8 against the team is pretty impressive. Early in the season, they were trying to find their way, and then we got the 3 here at home, and then the last 5 against them. They're kind of a new team, a revamped team, so those were tough tests, but our guys bought into our game plan and stuck with it.
Well, obviously 8-0 against Allen. You guys outscored them 42-18 in that head-to-head series, and they've got a lot of prolific scorers that rank amongst the top of the ECHL. What did you guys do so well to shut down their big forces up front?
We really committed to the D side of the game. We know they like to get in behind you, kind of blow the zone, so we just made sure all 5 guys are in front of us at all times. And kind of with that team, you're going to get your scoring chances, so it's just a matter of limiting, like you said, their firepower to as few chances as possible. They did find the score sheet against us, but not nearly as much as they have against other teams.
Looking at the 3 games, obviously pretty impressive, not only to get those 3 wins, like we just said, to get all 8 of the wins. Want to look at Saturday night's game and want to specifically focus here on Jordan Kawaguchi, who got his first professional hat trick and had a career night with 5 points. I want to specifically look at the empty net goal, however, by Zane Franklin. And Gooch easily could have gone for 4 right there, but that's Jordan Kawaguchi in a nutshell, sliding it over to Frankie there.
Exactly, like you said, that's Gooch in a nutshell. Frankie back home in Allen, he played his rookie year there, and for him to get on the score sheet that way is pretty nice. But like you said, that just speaks to who Gooch is. Could have gone for 4, easily could have hit it, but to reward a guy that's played down there and turning back for the first time, that's credit to him.
The Idaho Steelheads this year have 5 winning streaks of 5 or more games. They're currently on their 2nd longest, which sits at 9 games overall. Not only is the win streak impressive, but the way you guys have been able to do it as well. You've scored 43 goals and only allowed 20. Looking back over the last month or so during this streak, what has worked so well, not only offensively, but defensively as well?
Just our guys, they're bought into our defensive scheme. We've talked about it throughout the season where we preach, if you have the puck, you're not going to get scored on a lot. So our guys are really bought into, being efficient defending, so we don't have to spend a lot of effort defending. So just speaks to their buy-in on the defensive side of the puck, and then our depth too. We can play any style of game. We've had to win multiple ways over the last 9 games, and it's big for us going into the playoffs.
You guys have scored the most goals this year. You've allowed the fewest. You've got the best goal differential at 125. But more specifically, you guys have the best goal differential in all 3 periods, and that's something you guys take pride in.
Big time, especially in the 3rd period as well. Whether you're down a goal or 2 or looking to expand on the lead and really kind of shut a team down for the night. It's good to have those positive goal differentials, absolutely.
Well, Coach, obviously only 9 games to go on the regular season schedule. Let's take a look here at some of the records that you guys are chasing, not only franchise-wise, but league-wide as well. You guys have 51 wins. The league record is 56. You've got 28 wins on home ice. 30 is the most wins overall. 105 points. The league record is 116 points. And you guys personally set a franchise best in terms of points with your 9th straight victory on Saturday night. I guess in the grand scheme of things, talk to me a little bit about all these records that you guys are crossing off. It seems like you guys have done a good job of paying attention to them, but not allowing them to be a distraction.
Absolutely. I mean, we addressed it as a group because, so far this year has been a very special season for the city of Boise and our team here. And it's a target, right? It's something to have to keep pushing for. We could have, after we clinched, just kind of coasted in, and maybe we weren't playing good hockey, but to have those targets and something to keep working for is pretty cool. And our guys, they've talked about it as a group, and they think it'd be cool to set those records, knowing that that's not the end-all be-all, right? We got another thing we want to cross off our list by the end of the year here. So, but it's been fun. It's been something kind of galvanize the group for sure.
One of those records you guys are chasing is most home wins in a regular season. And looking at home ice this year, we talked about it last week. There's only been one team to beat you guys on home ice this year. You guys are 28-3 in those 31 games, 29 sellouts, and you guys have won 15 straight games on home ice. Just tell us a little bit about how nice it is to play here, and obviously getting back to home ice with this 5-game homestand.
It's an incredible place. I know our guys love it. It's packed in here, like you said. 29 of the 31 games are sellouts, and that even includes Wednesday nights. So this place is rocking. We know our fans want to see a winning product, and our guys have really bought into that and seen the results.
You guys have had the Mountain Division locked up for a while. You've got a substantial lead in the division points-wise, if that even matters right now, because like we just mentioned, you have it locked up. But now chasing the Western Conference and the entire league, you've got a 10-point lead there with 9 games to go. Just, the focus has been there from start to finish. Obviously, you checked off a lot of boxes early on, but it seems like you've really got these guys bought in. Even when these games, not that these games don't matter per se, but when you already know that you're going to be, the number 1 seed out of the division heading in, how have you been able to keep your team focused?
Just kind of focusing on, it's a next step, next progression. We talked about at the beginning of the season, you want to get playoffs, then division, and then hopefully you're in a position to challenge for the Western Conference and then the league title overall. But like I said, it's goals, not end-all, be-all goals, but it's, the next step. So our group's very good at, putting those things into perspective and not putting too much pressure on themselves, but hey, that's the next thing we want to go get. Let's go get it.
Well, the Idaho Steelheads, like we mentioned, opening up a 5-game homestand here this week. It begins Wednesday night against the Kansas City Mavericks. And Kansas City is an intriguing matchup. They come in to Boise here this weekend, second place in the Mountain Division with 66 points overall. You guys are 4-1 against Kansas City this year, but all those games have been very competitive. One has gone to overtime, one's gone to a shootout, and 4 of those 5 games have been decided by 1 goal. Just kind of give us a preview of the matchup here this week with the Mavericks.
Yeah, they're a good team. They play us hard. They have some good solid goaltending there in Sheen and they have some guys that can score as well. I think their record's pretty good at home, so they play visiting teams quite tough, which we plan on doing here this week. But it'll be a good test for us. I feel like the last couple weeks, every team we played has been in that second position in our division with how tight the last 5 seeds are there. So it's going to be a good challenge for us.
Yeah, the second place team and the 6th place team in the Mountain Division only separated by 5 points. We talked about it over the weekend, but the goaltending position has been strong all year long. Jake Kupski, Remy Poirier, even Josh Boyko when he's had to step in, and specifically focusing on Adam Scheel, who's won 13 of his last 14 games dating back to January 28th. Just tell me about the confidence level that he's been able to play with, over the last 2 months and the success that he's had on the ice.
Yeah, Sheel's a tremendous goalie to begin with, and then now he's, kind of taking control of the net with Remy being up, and feels even more confident. And when he playing that way, he's very tough to beat, and our guys love playing in front of him. He loves playing behind those guys and makes the saves that he needs to make, and he's just been a very steady presence for us back there.
Well, there you have it. That's Steelheads head coach Everett Sheen. The Steelheads and Kansas City Mavericks getting set for a 3-game series here inside the Idaho Central Arena. Sheener, as always, thanks for the time and best of luck this week.
Thanks a lot, Cam.